guess that's all we're gonna get for the preliminary round. Okay, so let me get the. Oh shit! Here, we gotta get this thing off. Okay, that should be good, right? So you guys should be seeing something you're not used to seeing here is a different type of chart. And this came. Hang with me a sec. I can see that chat. Okay, so this came from member. Oh God, how do I say this? Basque Coins. Interesting, right? So he's got a couple of charts here that are. Is my mic okay? Yeah. Okay, so he's got. This is what is this? This is the representation of the current spot ETF flows, apparently, right? So this is so he says, I know this is about. I thought it'd be interesting. But we know that Grayscale is most likely selling all of their shares, their Bitcoin, now that their product is unlocked and can't really compete with the new ETFs. Here we see the amount of Bitcoin they hold, and that if they keep selling, if they stay at this speed that they're selling, which they maintain the first few days, it will take them 40 to 50 days to get through. Interesting, right? 40 to 50 days to get through that inventory, which is just more downward pressure on Bitcoin. Right, so we know we're selling off for reasons that are not evident in the chart, right? The Grayscale's dumping, FTX dumped. You've got miners kind of repositioning here. I'll say that loosely. And then I've got another graphic from him. This is the breakdown of ETF Bitcoin that's being held currently by the list of. Oh, this is all the ETFs in summation here. So the biggest is looks like it's Kathy Wood's ARK. Got the biggest. Am I right? Shit, I can't see up there. Yep, it's got to be right. So she's got the most. Looking at what these other guys have got, it's just, I can't see up there. Yeah, that could be. I think it could be that's that's Grayscale at the top. Gotta be right. So here's Kathy Wood down here. It looks like a different green. I'm assuming you guys can see this. Maybe you can't. So it's very hard to see. But the top green. I'm assuming that's got to be it, right? So this is all the Grayscale Bitcoin that remains to be sold over the next 45 days, which is interesting to kind of look at it in this fashion, so you can understand why they're selling. Fortunately, they're not dumping it as they wouldn't want to dump it all at once. So they're going to do it over time, which they have to do, right, without disrupting the market. Interesting. Okay, so that's oh shit, do I even have Bitcoin up somewhere? Oh, we'll look at it if I don't think anyone asked for it. But that's interesting content. Thanks for posting that, Basque Coins. Really interesting. So yeah, that has to be the top one. Has to be. Okay, so I just can't see it through this whatever's up there. Okay, so we got that. That's the pace that they're selling. This is from earlier in the week. This is from member Parliament. Posted this a little early in the week, but he's apparently was looking for some insight on Lucid. Now this is the. If I take this out of log scale, right? It looks like crypto. Well, like a bad meme coin. So you got to put it in. You got to put it in logarithmic here. You got to be in logarithmic. So just kind of loosely working backwards, right? Which is often what you have to do in Elliott Wave is say, okay, well, if I'm finishing with a 5, how am I gonna get this done? This is kind of tricky, right? How you would get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big extension in the 5th. Does it really matter down here? Maybe, but nice channeling. Which is so critical to Elliott Wave, right? It's just, or any technical analysis, right? You want to find the geometry. Algorithms are using it, so don't ignore it. So I've got a channel within a channel with some overshoot here. Now coming back into it, there's an order block. Oh, right here. This is, if I zoom in here, this is kind of interesting. On a daily, right? This is all, it's often called one-time framing, right? But we're on a daily, right? You often don't see this on a daily. Where from this pivot here, we don't, pardon me, it's right here. Last one's right here. Where we actually take, it might even be a double, where we actually take out the high of the prior candle. That's all one-time framing all the way down. Until we get here, we finally get a pullback. That's pretty aggressive selling. Oh shit, guys, hang with me for 1 second. 1 second here. I got my dog is whining in the background. Hang on 1 second. I'll be back. 15 seconds. I don't know if any of you guys have dogs. They're fighting over a treat I gave them to quiet them while I was doing this. Anyway, it's pouring rain here, which is hard if you have animals. It's just a pain in the ass right there. They don't want to go out and pee and do their business in the rain any more than we would. Okay, so all this is just harsh. This is just about as extreme a sell-off as you're likely to see. There's no relief until we get here, and even that is pretty short-lived. Oh, maybe you make a case here. You've got a little supply here. As we got the up before the down here. Maybe right. It's a little bit of a stretch, but that could be partial here. But this has got a ways to go if we're going to retrace even just a 50. This is just ugly chart, right? Oh God. Oh, how might you approach this if you wanted to try and pick the turn? Well, okay, so well, this is more inducement, right? So we know we have a good low here. It's just a waterfall, right? So the subdivision, I don't know how much that really matters here. So the question would be, can you play this as, okay, we're down, we're sweeping the high. Now are we coming back down to this supply, right? That's the only way I would consider doing it, because then your risk is so low. So if indeed you're going to use this wick here as potential demand, you've got your classic, that's the sweep it, come back, pick up any stragglers or any defenders, and money had to be committed. Right? So look how far we're coming. Where somebody goes, oh, at 250, okay, that's priced reasonably. Okay, I'll buy some. Now, all right, does everybody get what they wanted? That's the only way I would approach. This is Parliament. That's an interesting handle. It looks like he's got. Yeah, I digress. Let's get this down a little bit. Maybe, right. I'd be cautious here. See, I understand the thinking here. If I don't know if Parliament's in this position or not, but hang on a second here. I got one of my guys. Okay, good. We are live. I don't know if he's long or short here, but see, the temptation is, oh my God, right? If these guys are going to survive, right? What a great opportunity. Well, okay, then you're just buying it with, at $2. Are you worried about it going out of business? That's how I would take that. But as a technician here, let's at least have signs of strength here that this is going to hold, right? Because there's nothing to suggest this couldn't just roll over again. So if I back out on that, kind of looks better here. Oh, what have I got below, right? So we'll maybe make a case here. There's a little divergence here. I've been using this just to help identify when we're in a squeeze or lack of trend. So looking for that confluence with the black line here in the Elliott oscillator here, which, I think you guys know, I've been using this a lot lately. It's just an Elliott oscillator with a squeeze, and when it goes black, we have a squeeze. So that combined with an ADX under 20 is kind of framing this as here's a no trade zone, right? At least out at this degree. So, okay, we're going to come through. Well, if we get out of here, right, with same story as always, right? We got to get through that, right? So, right, every pivot is going to be liquidity, right? So this is a long climb back, so that's going to take more than just a chart pattern here. That's going to take a change in their fundamentals. Now, they do have earnings coming up. Oh, end of December towards, oh, shit, is that right? God damn, how can that be? Oh, February 21st, right? So you got a little time before earnings. That's a bottom picker's paradise right there. But, some people like to do that. Yeah, certainly money is made doing it, but understand the risk, right? So remember, our priority is always stay in the game. So don't do anything that could really hurt you. Right? There's just no reason to. But look at what is that? A 10-cent spread, 10 cents of risk. Don't try and be a hero there. There's no need to ever pick the turn. You don't ever need to do it. So, but I say that, right? Everybody wants to do it. I have to say it often to just to remind myself not to do it, right? That most of my early years were always, I can pick that turn. I'm going to pick that turn. Lost enough money to know not to keep doing that. Okay, so I've got CN Salazar wants Pepsi. Okay, Pepsi. There's one we haven't looked at in a while. In a long time. Okay, Pepsi. Well, this is going to take, do we need to be in log? Maybe we don't. Let's see where we are here. All right, so that's got to be COVID. It is. Shit, we're going to have, of course, Pepsi. We'll probably have to look weekly here. Well, okay, so kind of the same thing. Maybe this is a good, easy way to do it, right? So if we're just going to go high, low, high, right? Looks like it's liquidity, right? It doesn't matter. At no point do we have any break of structure. Well, we're getting some here, but at this, we don't know. We're in, I would be reluctant to. All right, so what do we see here? Now, I'm out of log scale here, but just. Do I even have to say it? Right, higher, higher, low, higher, higher. Right, so we know we have a pretty good uptrend there. Oh, I mean, significant pivots here, right? Well, this, right, we can kind of see what happened there. There's the swing high. This is on a weekly now, reminder, right? There's the liquidity grab, retrace. Oh, gee, look what they do here, right? People are, I know, right, after the fact, right? But the point of after the fact is so the next time you see this, you go, oh, holy shit, I know exactly what they're doing, just like what they were doing there, right? Not to hammer the breakout traders again, right? Someone reminded me that I had made my point there. I don't need to do it anymore. So, okay, right, I won't say it. 3 drives. I didn't. Oh shit! I don't know if that matters, right? So I would just do this. Oh, it's gonna do it for me. Yeah, there we go. Right. So I love a regression channel. When I'm not in log scale, I much prefer them because I like that. I've got 2 standard deviations, so it's statistically based, right? So I don't. It's not like, well, where am I going to draw? Is that channel? Should I draw it from here, here, here? Where do I connect it? Elliott count? Fuck. Well, this would have to be a 2, right? So you'd have to be thinking, we can probably get that to work. Oh, that's not gorgeous, right? It's just that's COVID. It's a free fall, but interesting. It doesn't. What's interesting about that, right, as we look back, is that they don't take that low, right, and that this low is maintained. So the lows are being protected all the way. Now here, okay, we've got some. All right, good change of character, right? All this stuff. Is that an Elliott count? If we're going to go 1, 2. I'm not even sure we could finish that. Let's see, can we? I don't think we can get it. Well, there's my. Let's go to the daily, see if we can get that to finish. Okay, well, this is a good example, right? So if you've got your Elliott hat on, okay, and this is not prime Elliott, just looking at it, right? Is your first thought, oh, let me dig into that Elliott count? Well, maybe not, right? But note here again, all the lows are protected all the way up, right? So we have vested interest here in protecting the trend here until we make this sell-off here. So, okay, what would we be thinking? 1, 2, A, B. Well, as it sits right now, given the size of that sell-off, or excuse me, the size of that rally from COVID, I'd be thinking 1, 2, right? Trying to get an A wave down here. I guess I got rid of that. That's what I would be thinking. Okay, so can I work backwards here? Just, that is... Oh, shit. I mean, any Elliott count here, can we get one? Yeah, probably my wizards could do it. I don't see that it's adding any value, right? So if I don't see, I think of it this way, right? Maybe I'm just if I don't see something here I can work with like that, then you have 2 choices here. I mean, can we get an impulse in there? Definitely not. Some diag, we're kind of stretching here. Like, so it seems like, okay, I've got the wrong tool for the job here. This is not prime Elliott. It's just not. Now this, okay, it's just trends. Fuck, can we even get A, B, C? Again, it's too much struggle, right? I don't work that hard for my Elliott count, right? If there's a real reason to, okay, I don't see any reason to. So, but this is shit Elliott. Okay, but maybe we start here. Okay, all of a sudden, hey, now I got something I can work with. This, who fucking knows, right? I don't care, right? So I'm looking at this. Well, I shouldn't say it that way because CN Salazar cares, right? So, but if I'm looking at this trade and thinking about, okay, where are the opportunities? Well, I certainly want to pay attention there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're like, okay, we got a little bit of this hitch and go here as well. Let's go down to an 8 here. This is a tough one off the bat. Out of the chute here, CN Salazar. What are we doing with that? So we'd have to go 1, 2. Oh, that's not great either here. No wonder he wanted this. This is kind of a shitstorm here. Well, if this is the 2, how are we going to get a 3 here? Do we have? Let's get. We have to get in there, right? So here, welcome to the party. Now we're back to making sausage. Interesting, right? That they don't sweep this. Let's get in here. Let's see if we can make this fly. I don't really want to do that, but that looks like that's 5. So it looks like you'd have to go 1, 2. Yikes, 3. Some. What are we doing here? We're stalling. We don't progress the trend. Something along those lines here. Again, we're kind of forcing the Elliott here. I don't know if that's really what we want to do, but let's see what we can come up with, right? So if it doesn't fly, it doesn't fly, right? So, okay, so part of that is recognizing, okay, if we do this, now we got to be talking about a diag. If I do it here, okay, does that make sense? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I've got a 5 here. So the 3s and 5s should guide you, right? As in, okay, all right, so if this is a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which clearly it is, okay, well, how am I going to make that fly, right? How does that fit in? Expand the B, although that looks like a 5. It's just tough trading here. So all of this has been mitigated, right? So we can look at this and say, okay, that's no good, right? It's all been mitigated. So if we're coming down here, what's unmitigated? Well, we got a little. Oh, it looks like we got maybe a little decisional order block here, just a little pop up. Right, does that qualify? Do we get a? Yeah, it does, right? So we sweep the high here. It's just barely. We get that swept here, and then we come out of here. Now note, qualifying for a fair value gap, right? If you want to be strict about it, do I get a fair value gap coming out of that? I do, right? So coming over here, this would be a good order block, right? So we can just look at whether you don't have, if you don't want to call it an order block, right? You call it a supply zone. All right. Oh, look, what are the odds of that? Okay, let's see if we can put some concepts, some technical components together. Oh, crazy how that works. All right, we're coming down for a 5. Well, that's not the most gorgeous, but let's see, right? So it's kind of fat, right? You're kind of fat here. Well, let's do the 1, 3, excuse me. I do it this way first and come to the 2. All right, so let's bring this down. Okay, so let's see how a clone works. Can we get there just doubling it with just a half? I'd do just a half. All right, so I'm assuming you guys just see what I just did there. All right, so, okay, so this uptrend, right, we start to really break it here, right? This is now we got breaks of structure here, right? So this change of character, bring in some SMC stuff here, which people love, right? So, all right, fits in nicely with Elliott Wave. So since that's so popular, now one thing I will tell you, right, be careful of. One thing with market structure, SMC, ICT, all this, we've got 90% of the retail public now trading it. I mean, it's everywhere, right? It is the technical approach that people want to trade. Well, when everybody's approaching the market the same way, you got to wonder if how effective that's going to be over time, as the algorithms will adjust to it. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so here, change of character, break of structure, right? So we've gone from this hard uptrend, okay, downtrend, at least here at this degree. At this degree, I'd probably want some of these to break here to really kill it, right? So can we get a second break here at this degree? Can we get another break of structure here? Okay, if we get that, well, what would be a reasonable target there? All right, Algo's right here, right? There's Al. Seems pretty good. Maybe we're getting a 1, 2, getting started in there. 1, 2, right? If we go up here, right, that's going to blow up this count. But as it sits right now, you'd expect something like that. Right? Maybe we don't get that far, but why would you not use the first algo target? What's unmitigated over here? You got a ways to go here, right? So this is all fair value gaps in here, right? So you got displacement all through here. All right, so you got a reason. Here's a liquidity sweep. Duh, right? You know, we just looked at that. Okay, so you got a good candidate here for a, no, let's use this fucker, that little thing right here. All right, so you got a good candidate for a low here, which means there's likely a supply in there, or demand zone, excuse me. I should say is our order block, or our imbalance. Well, that's good right there. Right, sweeps the low, creates the, right, so we sweep the low and then we get displacement, right, fair value gap. So we can assume that's, oh fuck, where are you? Where's this little thing? There you are. So let's do eyes on order block. He's got to come all the way out here. All right, so if we're coming down any lower here, that would be a target I would consider. You have this down here as well. Okay, CN, so if I'm trading this, oh, shit, hang on. Excuse me, I'm looking for this right here, where I want my entry right here. Well, if we're thinking about a 2, what are we going to look for? Right, pretty easy. Oh, how about that for a free draw? Right to it. I personally, I'd do it with options. You could probably, depending on how the premium and how much time you want to be in this, you probably sell up in this zone. You could probably sell up here, sell some credit spreads to pay for maybe a put spread, or just use this to offset the cost of that put. That's what I would do. Someone said, well, how would you trade Pepsi out here? Right, that's your risk for the options, right? Plus time decay, etc. But not a bad setup, right? Once we got through it, get this fucker over here, right? So we get kind of a, what are we gonna call it? Flag of sorts. Okay, good. Thanks, Cian. And he wants JNJ. Okay, so let's. That's not a bad setup there, actually. So let's go JNJ. I think this is something he's been trading because he's asked for this one a few times. How we doing, guys? We good? Which is failed 5? I think your 1, 2 is a 4 and 5. Oh, on that last one? Let's see. Who is that? That's JD. Okay, so you think my 1, 2 is a 4, 5? This? I see what you think. Okay, I got you, right? But okay, JD, follow with me now. If this is 1, 2, and we're going to get an impulse here, how are you going to do that, right? If this is a 4, you know, we've got to get this here, so we've got to go 1, 2, 3. Well, I guess that wouldn't matter here. This would be your invalidation zone here. And a 4, we really don't want a 4 going beyond the 50, right? Just in terms of risk reward, and I see what you're saying, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, if he did it this way, now where's your 2? You know, so sometimes it's just you got to work with what's there. Okay, if this is 4, 5, right? Let's assume that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this would be 1, 2. That's just, barely, you know, maybe you squeeze it in there. Well, okay, so let's say you get it in there. So you go 1, 2, you know, it just starts to break down, right? Then you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you don't have a finish. I don't know that it matters really, to be perfectly honest, right? So if we're pulling from here to here, right? So if the assumption is that that's, where's this thing here, right? Is that this is the leg. Oh, that thing got changed on me. But it did. Oh, let's come here. Okay, this is the leg that we're talking about. Okay, so if we're coming back here from this pivot, right, the proposed 2 through the pivot low, and we come back to a 50, you know, this could be, well, therein lies the knock on Elliott Wave. You think it's 3, 4, 5. I think it's 1, 2, right? Who's wrong, who's right? Ultimately, the question is, does it matter? If this is 1, 2, or it's as I have it 1, 2, Does it change where we are here? No. So does this really matter? I'd say no. That'd be my view, right? So just in terms of setting up a trade, do I really care what that subdivision is? Not really. I'd also look here. So I should have done that. How do we look here? 200%. Okay. If we're not going to go right in the pocket, no. Okay. Markets like symmetry. So we go 200% to 50. Maybe come back down here for the algo and get 2618. I don't think it matters. Right? I think if this goes up here, we sweep that high. I don't like them. Right now, all of a sudden, I got to break a structure going the other direction. I don't like it anymore. I love it here. Love it. Nice risk reward. Okay. All right, JD. We can agree to disagree. JD. Oh shit, JD. What are you giving me something on? What are you giving me? Where are you, JD? Are you Master J20? I got you. Okay, so that must be. Oh man. I would beg to differ there, buddy. Truncation is an absolute last resort. Absolute last resort, right? Only go there if there's no alternative. And okay, maybe your conclusion is there's no no problem that you're at work. I love that you're at work and you're sitting on this live stream. Shh, quiet. Let nobody get him busted. You're going to do this as a truncated fifth? Hang on. So not only are we going to bastardize the overall count, but we're going to do this 3 as a fifth? No, I think not, my friend. I like your creativity, right? You're looking for a solution, but I think I would hard disagree there. Now, of course, right? So it takes 2 to make a market, right? So when I say that, I'm just saying, no matter how you slice that, it finishes with a 5, so you'd have to be ABC. There's no way around that as an ABC. So to call it anything less, I think is, well, from an Elliott perspective, I think that would be mislabeled. From swing high to swing low, doesn't matter. It's kind of back to my point. I don't think it does. I would take that trade 100 out of 100 times, right, regardless of the count. That's just me. Okay, let me keep going. Where was I? Pepsi. JNJ. That's where I was headed. JNJ. Listen, I like that guys disagree with me. JD, I like that you're putting that in there saying, I see it differently. I like that, right? It makes the live stream for me more interesting, and I like that, to get challenged. I'm wrong all the time, guys, right? I'm never here to say that my count is the right count. Most of the time, right? For anything, if I'm going aggressive, I will check. I got 5 of the best Elliotticians anywhere on my team. I will check with them. Okay, JNJ. Well, that's got to be a 2, right? So we got sloppy Elliott again. CN Salazar, what's with this crap Elliott you're giving me? But no, not that you're doing it deliberately. I'm teasing you. Okay, so looks like I got a 5 here. Okay, right. So what are we doing, right? We're looking for 5s and 3s. Okay, there's pretty hard to miss that. There's 5 and a 5, right? So it looks like a pretty good rip into the 5th. Let's take that up a degree here. So 1. Okay, what something? Oh fuck. Again, I don't want to be sloppy about the Elliott, but does it matter really what that is? No, not really. But I should be more. Oh fuck! What are we gonna do there? A, B, W. Oh, you have to do that. That's a 5, so you have to work backwards. Oh, this is. Oh, you got two expansions there. Makes that a little tricky. Looks like I can get a 5 up there and a 5 down. Oh, that's brutal. But this is a diag, right? So actually, that may not fly. Actually, so I'm not in log. So let's just double check, right? Little things, right? Welcome to the sausage party. Okay, so 3 is not shorter, or excuse me, is shorter than 1. So, but it looks like I have something that won't fly there. I can't make that fly as a diag, right? So you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that is out, right? You guys understand why, right? 3 would be the shortest, right? There are a few rules you don't break, and if you're applying Elliott, that would be one of them. So this is going to have to be some sort of an A, B, C to get that done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A. You know, I'm on a. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. That's all you got. You know, you got to take what's there. Fuck. Again, you're gonna lose too much time here. So let's do. Let's just make it. Oh, I'm just gonna keep it simple here, so we don't lose too much time there. Okay, what are we gonna do here? So let's get a, whoops. And with that, let's get that off. Okay, so let's do it. Let's get the full count on there. If that's 1 and that's 2. 3, 4, 5 looks like. Maybe, right? So you got to put them somewhere. Hang on. Got to put them somewhere. So let's, oh, here, I'll go to blue. Then you add, okay, 1, 2. Jeez, I don't love that. Okay, I'm focused here on the 3. Can we make that fly? It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 might work. Let's get that. Let's check it. Okay, can I come out of here and get, so do I have a 3 here? So what I want is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh shit. 5. Maybe I have to go here. Let's do it again. Can I get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I've got something that completes there. All right, so it looks like that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, what is it? So that's my 3. Ah, is this going to overlap, you fucker? All right. Oh, is that annoying? Oops. Here. All right, so we've got... Well, that's the irritant of Elliott Wave. So we have to do this as a diag. Don't have much of an ABC there to finish that. Oh, what a cluster. God, CN Salazar, you're killing me here. Let's see how we are technically. All right, that's pretty good. We got second here. God damn it. That's a bear. I might have to call in reserves on that so I don't get stuck here. Right, so I'm looking at all of this going, okay, how are we getting out of here? Right, so everything's going diag on me. So here's an impulse. Here's some sort of, you know, it's COVID. So the extreme of it. Can I do it as a diag? Five, 3, 5, 3, 5 wouldn't work, right? Can't do a leading diag. Boy, that's just a clusterfuck, right? You're just a little bit screwed there. PK, if you're on, if you got something you could pull off of there. Ugh. Well, that looks like a WXY, so coming from the right edge. I got everything, but these two are a pain in the ass. Welcome to the party. It's often that way. That's not just doesn't. That looks like it flies. Can I finish that? Let's just check here that I've got a good. Yep, that flies. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 longer than 3, 3 longer than 1. So I'm good there. Into that 5th. That's good. This is a fuck. 1, 2. There's an A. Gotta can't get around that. That's too much. Yeah, I have to pull in some reserves on that. I don't know what we're doing there. We're out of log here, so I'm going to do this. Broken Elliott. All right, it is all wet. Well, that's a close here. It's a close below. I don't have a good answer for that with my Elliott hat on. Now, can we trade it? No, I'll tell you what, guys, because I'll be curious how he sees it. I've got two master. Well, I've got three actually. Three. My senseis are all master level. Let's see if they can come up with something here. I don't see a quick solution here. I don't want to get too bogged down. If we come up with something, as I've done this before, just so I don't, we don't blow up the live stream here and lose momentum. If we can come up with something here, I'll get that. I'll post it underneath this live stream in the comments. But that just, sometimes it's just not there. You're fucked, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to compromise, right? Are you going to change your count, right? So that's the question. Do I change my count? Does the market structure change? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, wicks, right? So right here, this would be the protected low, right? So because that gave me the break of structure here, this would be the protected. Well, so here if we do this. Right, so break of structure, right? Break of structure. All of these are structure breaks. Now we come down right here when we actually do. If I pull this over, right, you guys see what's happening here, right? So with that little double, now all of a sudden, what's the first thing we'd have is some change of character. This is the one, so we'd have to do it this way. This is the low that gave us that high, although it's a double, right? That gave us that high. So when this breaks here, that's a change of character at the very least. Some people get all caught up on, is it change? Is it character? Fucking, right, something has changed here. Lower high, lower high, lower low, right? So here's the true break of structure. So we get break of structure here, right? So we go, boss down, right? So now all of a sudden, right, we got protected highs. Now, it's actually a pretty good example for market structure. Right, it's all protected highs on the way up. Or pardon me, as we put in new highs, protected lows, and as we start to come down, it's protected highs. It's kind of a decent. That's I'm fucking. I don't know how many hours I'm in, or how many months I'm into doing the brown belt, which is how market structure and Elliott Wave work together. Well, here's one where the Elliott is fucking you a little bit, right? You can't quite get a clean count in there. At least I can't. At my first glance, I can't get it, but that doesn't mean we can't trade it. Right, I can certainly look at this and go, okay, well, from swing low, all right, from the COVID low to the high, 50. There's not an obvious way. So if I were to draw market profile or volume profile on this, right, it's going to be just a, well, that's interesting. One thing I've just picked up from another educator here is switching to 35% on the value area. It just tightens that zone a little bit better. And look at that, right, to the 50 to the POC. That could be, right, alternating. No, it's too much. Too much. A, B, C, because you have to do it. So A, B, C, X, A, B, C. All right. So, all right. Do we want to buy that? All right. That's the question. If this is 3, 4 already, we're overlapping here and here. It's just completely falling apart as an Elliott count. It's going to have to be some sort of a diag here. But I've got a clean 5 here. It's just the Elliott is not good. Doesn't mean you can't trade it. Higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? Yeah, we can trade it. But what's the direction, right? Currently on the daily, trend is down. I'd be very curious to see, all right, if we roll over here and we come down here, we'll look where the target is. If you think that's random, I got a bridge I want you to take a look at. Well, really, we don't know, right? So potentially we're in a box here, an algo box, right? Who's going to break? if we're still corrective here, which it's okay, swing low, swing high. This is an internal. If we're going to go higher, well, it's got to break this. It's got to break this, right? Because each of these are protected, right? So money had to be committed, right, to break that low, retrace, break that low. So these are all going to be protected because of that. Assuming you guys get this, right? Protected high. Protected high, right? So that's going to be supply, right? Just like this one will. There'll be supply right there. So got to break through all that to try and get up there. Earnings, today? Oh, shit. Is that today? Be damned, it is today. So good, looks like good earnings. Dividend on the way. Next one, you got till April for that one. Why would you be a buyer there? Well, let's look at it. Okay, so let's dig in there. Okay, so I've got this swing here is fails to sweep that low, right? So it's always telling because it's where everybody on the planet knows their stops there, right? There's zero dispute about that. The fact that they can't get them, right, leads you back the other direction. So okay, so would there be inside bar? So you don't have a great setup coming back down. Oh, maybe you could talk yourself into this at the low. Just that last little wick before we go up and come back down. Where's the trade? Here's the trade. I know it's already gone, but if you're looking at something like this, okay, I'm coming up here. Maybe a little resistance coming up here. Okay, so I've swung up. I'm coming back down. The support, the demand here of this wick, right? So it's an inference that that's demand. Okay, it holds. Right, that would get you into the trade, right, with reasonable risk, right? It's literally in the golden zone. It's a little wicky. You want to use pivots that we know that they've used. It looks like they stayed with it. Just wick, right? We want to close below. And look, that algo gets paid just in front of the golden zone. Is there a count there? Well, maybe you could do this. Right? It's not great. Here, let's keep that. Oh, that's fine. 1, 2. We're doing a diag. Doesn't quite look like a great impulse. 1, 2. Oh, that's a daily. 1, 2. Still. 1, 2. 1, 2. Neither one's particularly good. If I come here, now I'm at a 50. I don't know that I'd be in a big hurry to trade this. If I was, I'd be looking for this. I'd be interested down here. Right? I'd use that. Although that's already got a little mitigation here. This is, oh shit, there's nothing but here, right? That's the only thing that's unmitigated right here. Right, this mitigates that. This mitigates that. Well, there's probably a little demand zone right here, right? Looks like that's just not quite, right? But this fair value gap here, that's getting tapped. Fair value gap, right? So, okay, what happened up here? So looks over and over and over again. That's liquidity grab, right? So they sweep the high in front of the golden zone. They may be, it's probably this right here. All right, so sweep that, come down here. Here we're coming down this direction here. I'd be interested down here. Jesus, CN Salazar, you're really hitting me hard today. Okay, that's all I got here on those guys. They're not always going to be perfect, 3s and 5s. That's the reality of it. Okay, so I got CN handled. Oh shit! Wait, hang on. I'm looking for my next one here. ETH. Okay, so ETH. He wants ETH. ETH. Should we do Bitstamp? That'll give us the most history. What are we doing with ETH? This is from Cryptos Ray. Would love an update. Okay, so let's go out to the daily, right? Whenever. First look, right? So a lot of times I like to do these with just a blank chart, right? So I'm looking at it with fresh eyes, right? It's a good idea. I would recommend to anyone, right? Fresh set of eyes on that, right? Always, this, for my purposes here, right? Just in terms of teaching, right? That's good way to approach it. To just fresh set of eyes. Okay, well let's just do the basics, right? Okay, well so this would be, we can do a breaker structure up there, right? And we're going to do it again. So sometimes the market structure can influence your Elliott, right? So we can do another boss here. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so we start to label. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We looked at that a gazillion times, right? So nothing new here. I'd put it there. Not likely to be the 3, although we've got a nice impulse here. So those have to go up somewhere. Let's go, well, we can keep that in minuet. So as it sits right there, so what's the next thing to do for an Elliottician, right? If you've only got the 1, 2, that's what we want to do. All right, so we want to see what the channeling and the geometry looks like. Let's get you right on there. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, right? It's a subdivision here. I've done that so many times. We know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So everybody should be pretty here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, same, almost identical to Bitcoin. Go blue here, so we can go into another 1, 2. All right, now what are we doing here? Got to put these somewhere. Let's put them up there. Okay. Let's put you in white. Okay, if it's 1, 2. Impulse? Would you call it corrective? Be a hard case to make that as corrective. But it's not, it's not what we want, right? It's not this. We're not getting that. So nobody said it was going to be easy. Well, one thing to note right off the bat here, we got a breaker structure. That's not a great retrace. And we can look here and say, okay, well, again, no matter how you're counting it, right, that's just, here we can just, oh, fuck. What do we got here? Something blank. There we go. Okay, I've just got consolidation here, right? What it is, right? Before we get into, oh, what the fuck, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 1, 2. Not much of a finish there. Well, my premise here would be that's going to be 10 Elliotticians are going to give you 10 variations here. This looks like 4. This looks like 4, right? So you've got, now, what's the difference here? As it is right now, this has gotten very minor mitigation, right? So any bearish, it's this, it's kind of ass backwards in SMC speak. Oh, where's my fucking thing here? Right. So this is considered bullish order flow, right? So it's the down before we go up, right? So this would be bullish order flow. It's just barely getting tapped here, just barely, right? So there's definitely potential for this to take a deeper, pump into this before going off. Could this be another 1, 2, right? So that you got to start thinking, okay, where are we? What's the retrace looking like? Oh, that's interesting, right? It's coming back to this unmitigated zone here, where I mean that's partial, right? But that's not. I mean, you really could refine it even further and say this is the unmitigated right there, right? So because this got traded, this has not been traded, right? So look where that coincidence? Oh yeah, probably. That is not what we wanted there. Let's go to the 4. All right, well, we got a label. All right, we got to put them somewhere. Yeah, you might be able to squeak that out of there. Is this our 4? Oh, that's really disappointing, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is going to be my 1. Oh, already that's disappointing because that's a shit 1. Okay, but we got to work with what the market gives you. 1, 2, 3. WXY, you're going to have to do it that way. Right, well, there's another one where you're just a little, how much weight are you going to give that, right? You gotta, I can't answer that for you. You got to make your own decision there. And this is a little bit of this kind of sucks here, right? So I guess we can do it. The internals there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm assuming you guys have all done the same thing. If that's the 4, Well, what a shit start to it. Can we even get... Ooh, interesting today, right? See, Elliott has not been our friend. Well, okay, we got to back into this, right? So there's almost no way around this. Oh, consolidation, right? So there's almost no way around that. So we got a 5 there we got to deal with. Now, how does it fit? 1, 2. Well, that's you don't have a 1. So I would be reluctant to call it 1, 2. It's such a, this being all wick as well. Come here, right? Just out of curiosity, how we look on a line chart, right? Likely that's liquidation, right? Do you see how they're sweeping the lows here, right? That's likely just liquidation. So the extreme of it. So you got to make a call here. So there's a completed impulse, right? Plus we have perfect channeling, right? You can't make them any tighter than that, right? That's good, tight, just like we like them. High and tight. Okay, so what is that? How does that fit? Well, there's not a great answer here, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you're stuck with that, right? You can't. You gotta account for it, right? So it's there. So we can't go, oh fuck, that's inconvenient, right? So there it is. Yeah, it's inconvenient. Okay, what do we got here? My 2. I'm almost tempted to put it here. Whatever this is, it's just slop chop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get a good 1 here. Maybe you can get that one as a diag. Oh, fuck, that would be. Let's put it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Well, let's try it. There is a lot of trial and error, right, when you're doing this. Can I get done there? Well, the 2 to the 4, not great. Boy, we're just kind of fucked no matter how we look at it, right? So because we're always going to come back to this overlap. Everything gets overlapped. What's the alternate, right here? We could go 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that could fly. Gonna overlap here, no way around it. Well, it looks like you might be able to do this. Right? So let's go. Oh Jesus, here, tough road today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I might be able to get some. Oh, hang on a second. That's what I want. 1, 2. Let's put them up here. It's too small. Get out of there. Let's get you a little bigger. Oh man, this is a grind today. Okay, 1. Okay, candidate here. Maybe we got the 2 here. Jesus, that's got to go up a degree. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, fuck. There's no way to finish this thing cleanly. Man, where's PK when I need him? This is another one's going to take a little work to get an Elliott count here that flies, right? We're going to overlap no matter what we do here. ABC. Fuck. ABC. Maybe we can pull that off. It would still have to be 1, 2, and then we'd have to go into a diag here. So let's take this out. Let's see if we can do it as an ABC. One. Can we make that fly? Right, it's going to be a function of how's the swing relationship. clusterfuck too, right? But it's with this being a new low, you're just stuck with it, right? So okay, so now I got a Jesus, now I got a maybe candidate for maybe an ABC into a 3. Okay, so what would that? Let's label it. Maybe I can do an A, B, C into that as the 3. So let's take you down. Oh God, guys, I usually move faster than this, but this is the reality of it. When you get a tough one, right? There's no way around it. A, B, C. Okay, is that my 3 of a 1, 2? Oh, fuck, Jesus, I've never had to post 2 that I couldn't get, but I may have to because I don't want to lose you guys all here. This is just, we're doing that. Consolidation before we expand. Now, boy, that's a hard fall. So can we get this thing? Fuck, I don't see a path to get that done. All right, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do here so as not to lose you guys with boredom. I'm going to have a consult with a few of my wizards and see if we can come up with a count for you. I don't see it. And if I don't like it, I see it, or if it's too hard, I won't trade it. I'll just wait until it clears up. I can't go 3, 4, 5. There's no way around it. Now, just a little bit cock-blocked here. If this were to fly here, maybe on a fucking prayer, this could go here as a Jesus. Look how ugly that would be. All right, that's 2. First time I've ever had 2 I couldn't get, but that I don't see it. I don't have a count there that I like enough to say that's it. So I will. Well, you know what? This is a good example of the value of the community at TDU. Right? I can't get it. Right? There's many I can't get. Right? So I go to guys who are far more skilled eliticians than I am. Right? That happen to work for me. And I'll go to them. I've got 2 master level. I'm dying. God, now I'm just curious, right? Half the time I go to them going, how are you counting this? I don't see one that flies there that's going to be works. So that's going to be, boy, right? It may be that we're changing some of this earlier bit. Not sure. Okay, so that's 2. So I've got, what was it, JNJ or PEP? One of the ones from CN Salazar, I think it was JNJ. We'll post those underneath because I'm going to lose you guys here. That's boring me. I can't get it. Okay, so let me keep going. All right, so I got Crypto Ray. I will get that for you. I will post it for the members as well once I get with the team. Okay, ETH. It's a bitch. Okay, Quinn. Hey, Quinn. What is that avatar? Holy shit. Oh, that's Yoda. Okay. All right, so I got Quinn, who actually gave me a chart I can work with, so that's nice for a change here. Copy link. Okay, let's see what I got here. I went to blue here so I can make that distinction. All right, guys. Maybe 1, 2, 1. Damien. Oh shit! I see my. Sorry, with this monitor, the chat is so far off. I don't see it. Okay, so I'll try and keep an eye on you guys. Yeah, that's brutal, Damien. That may be. I just for a live stream for me, if I take too long, right, it's just boring. Right, I don't want to bore you guys to death, but we'll get something that flies there. That I know. I've never given them one they couldn't get. Okay, so this is natural gas on an hourly from Quinn. Oh, Quim. Excuse me. I said Quinn. It's Quim. Okay, so let's just do a little quick. Okay, here's the low. All right, here's coming off that low. So A, B, that looks good. So that's let's go to your 1. Let's see what the larger count looks like. Let's get some context. Okay, all right. So that looks good. We can see what happened there. Oh, that's a good finish, right? So just what you like to see on the finish, sweep and go, right? Now, ideally, right, that might go a little bit lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, good. Right, you can see it. Just to use the example. Maybe it's just easier to do it this way. So let me do it here. Oh, here we can do it that way. All right, so you guys see this here. Well, let's get this. We can use all of that. Well, let's call it one of them is going to be a chalk. Okay, so we're low. We're coming down. Get a new low here. That's liquidity, right? Everybody on the planet knows their stops there. Sweep. Now here's the key piece of this, right? So we go up. Let's change your character, right? Now we go up again. Now that's break a structure. Oh, it's close enough. Well, no, you have inducement. That would be the change of character. That would be the break of structure. So it would be. So this is a failure. This is a failure swing, right? This fails to get the new low. But what do? We come into the demand here. So this is the retrace. I'll get you off there. That's the retrace coming back down after this break. Here we come back down. We're picking up, right? That's the. So think, right? This would be a reasonable target here, right? This would have been as well, right? You would have gotten both of those. Maybe a little front run on that, but this is the trade, right? Here we go, retrace, breaking, coming all the way back down, right? That's the pickup right there. Okay, well now that we've gone back in time, let's just because it was there, it seemed like a good one to show you. Okay, so is that my one? How are we doing that as a one? Oh, I'd probably 1, 2, 3. Can you get that? A, B, C. Well, let's if that's a something like that here. So we've got all of our overlap here. So A, B, C. I think you'd have to do it this way if we're going to label that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll get this tiny thing on. Seems like, right? So we need a series of threes. A, B, C. A, B. Hard to call that a B. Well, if we put it here, then we don't get the overlap, right? Just so these are the conundrums of solving the puzzle. If we put it here, we don't get an overlap. So if that's 1, A, B, C, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It doesn't fly because it's not an impulse, and I don't get an overlap. So I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. I lean into the overlap because it's not. There's clearly not an impulse here. There is an impulse here, right? We can see this one. Well, iffy on the start of it. Right, but there's an A or a 1, fuck, whatever you're going to call it. So you'd be thinking A, B, C coming into that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's an impulse there, A, B, C, right? So I've got the pieces of it that I need. Okay, all right, so characteristic of a 4, not progressing the trend. All right, 1, 2, A, B, C, 1. A, B, C, 2, 3. Shit. Oh, fuck me. Hang on a second. Let's get you over here. It's got to go up. 5. All right, so I'm with you. Okay, so the count is clean, as clean as we can get it into that 1. A, B, C. Close enough. A, B, C. What's unmitigated down here? All that a demand zone here, right? So it's just the swing before we go up, right? Now you could mitigate down right to the nub of it, but I would just use what it's because it hasn't been traded, right? So we'll come back to it. Okay, good launch here. Oh, interesting, right? Come right back here, right? We can pick up some stragglers. What am I on? 4 hour here? What did you give me? I think you gave me a 1. 1, fuck. God, that looks like barbed wire, doesn't it? 1, 2. Are you giving me? Oh, is that? Oh, you're giving me bars. That's why. It's like, why does it look like those candles look a little choppy? That's all right. I used to use bars exclusively, right? Somewhere along the line, I switched to candles. A, B, C. Oh, that's good too. 1, 2. A, B, C on the 4, up for the 5, right? So that flies, right? So here's your classic 4, right? We're now progressing the trend. A, B, C looks 1, 2, 3. Looks good. A, B, doing a W? Okay. Well, okay. Why are we not doing a? Interesting choice. Okay, so let's look here. Fuckers. Well, you'd have to. Let's see. I think he mentioned it. He did. Yes. Okay. Quim. I remembered you mentioned this, right? So there has to be an alternate here because it's hard. How do we? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So, I mean, this could be going much lower here, but per your count, if this is going to if this is going to hold as the 2, and if this is 1, 2. Oh, that's a bit of a stretch there, I think. You did give me the 1 hour, so let's just see here. AB. Okay, let me get, so you mentioned that you've got stuff in here. So, this is so cool. You guys are good at this, much better than I am. Okay, so let's get higher time frame. So he's already got it. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Higher time frame. Okay, I already got that. So let's go lower time frame. No, wait, there's lower time frame. Did I get lower time frame? Oh, lower time frame. Why are you not showing up? Okay. Oh, there's lower time frame. Okay, good. All right. So higher time frame, we already got that in. I don't think this is any of mine, right? This is all. I'm just added the demand zones. Okay, so this is all him. 1, 2. Here's the support and resistance. Cool. All right. Oh, nice. Oh, look at all this. Right? All this cool shit just showed up. Okay, very nicely done, right? So he's doing. What's wrong with me? I should pay attention here, right? Really nice work. 1, A, B, C. A little bit of a stretch on that one, but we'll see, right? So, I mean, you got to take a position, right? If he's trading it, okay, that's aggressive, right? So is this, right? Do we have a 3, 4, 5 in there? Jesus, do we? Boy, that's a little skinny. ABC, that looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks good enough. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yikes. That's mighty aggressive here. Do we have an alternate in here, Quim? Do we have an alternate? I don't think we do. Okay, so let's. Okay, so here's your count. The idea. Shit. Let's see if there's. Let's put an alternate together. Okay, 3. Here's the plan here. So his premise is low is in. Are these order blocks? What are we got here? Oh, they've got to be, right? So it's got to be demand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up here. So he's got us the corrections over. Let's go back to a 1 hour to his count. Correction is over. Hard up, hard down. Well, if it's going to be something other than this, right, the whole thing's going to fall apart, because if it's not as he's labeling it, this is right what's about to happen, right, and all of this is going to get swept. But if it's as he has it, lows in, right, so we can use this low here as a hard pivot, right? So if it breaks that, this entire count has to be rethought and relabeled. Right, it happens all the time, right? You think you've got a count, right? You think you got a low, rolls over, sweeps it, start over. Jesus, good thing I got out of the YM. Okay. So 1, 2. Well, okay, let's back to your count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the next trade is at the 4, so right here, it's nicely done, right? I like that, right? So he took it. That's nice work, right? So here's our zone and why it's the zone, 50 to 23, 30, and 50, right? High probability for the 4. Here's the invalidation, right? Yeah, that looks like an impulse, right? It looks like you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, something like that. There's the 3. I don't want to go down to a 5 here, but really, right? If you're holding for this as an impulse. We want that. We don't want that. How did you do that? However you did that, I like it. We don't want that 50. I mean, I suppose you could A, B, C. It's a bit of a, now you're doing an Elliott shuffle. You're squeezing to accommodate what you want to see. That's good demand here. Or excuse me, a supply zone here. Because it's unmitigated, right? Do you see what he did? Right, so the last swing up hadn't been touched. Right, now it's getting fully touched, right? So we come back down here, what's unmitigated? Well, not much, right? So you're going to have to count on that holding. Well, I guess you could make a case you might have maybe even that wick you could use. No, you could use it. You got an order block here, right? You sweep the low here, and then we get displacement coming off of it, right? So you got a contender here for that 4. But you don't really want it. You want this to stay impulse, because then you can get away from what is this actually? If we go impulse here, then they got a good low. So you could trade this, right? Pretty easy to set this up here. You could do it. I would assume if it comes down, they're going to sweep that low, right? That's just an easy target. There's no reason to go. If it goes a tick or two below that, past that 1, your trade's over, right? Or the analysis has to be reconsidered, right? So, I mean, if you wanted to be ultra aggressive, you still got 5 to 1. I don't know why you would do that, right? It would invalidate your count right there is 10 to 1. And you just use, I mean, you want to use all the way to the pivot? 12 to 1. For the 5th. Now, that's making an aggressive assumption about where we're headed here, but this is, well, let's do it. Like the one, if I get that is my 4. Well, a little bit, maybe that's too aggressive, right? May get 200%, 2618. That's a lot to assume, given what we're coming off of. So even just to the high here, it's 5 to 1. You get, something like that. What's untouched in here, right? Oh, fuck me, come on. Something like that. Come right into that, 50%. That'd be a good target. Right now, you've already got a sliding parallel here that you got to deal with, right? So don't be overly optimistic. Right, trade what you see, not what you want to see. Right. Okay, I think we got that. I like what you did there with all the. It's nicely done. Okay, all right. Let me keep moving. Ben B, FCX. I still have a position in FCX. I'm long. I'm long from 36 and change here. So let's see it here, because I've got it somewhere. FCX, Freeport-McMoRan. All right. Get rid of that. Okay, to a daily. I don't think we need log scale. Ben B, I can't remember if you're in this or not. It's COVID. Well, okay. Let's just give it a quick. I know we've done this a couple of times. Well, let's keep it easy. COVID low. All right, ripping. Just out of curiosity, right? I just am curious how they trade, how technically they are. Yeah, we got our first little, so that would be the internal pop here, all the way to 2618. So that's pretty good size rip. Let's go to weekly to see where we are. We are not in log. You could make a case we should be. With lows of 3, the highs of 52. Yeah, you can make that case. Does this help us? Log's a pain in the ass. Let's stay out of log. Okay, so if that's completed, right, as we know, right, everybody who's ever watched one of my videos knows what I'm going to put up there. Well, you really don't have an alternate there. Oh, where's my... Any question? All right, I'm going to talk about a great example of divergence. Holy shit. 3, well, pretty good. All right, so 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go back to the daily. Well, that like we're gonna have to do an ABC there. Well, it looks like there's an ABC right here. 1, 2, 3. That's the 4, 5. Right? So that looks like that. Oh, so that looks like that's ABC. 1, 2. Looks like a 5. So it looks like you can work that backwards the other direction. Okay, W, X. Why would you be thinking something else, right? At this point in time, I'm not sure. Why, right? 5, 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3, 3, 5. All right, let's get everybody on board here. WX. Can we get that done? Let's see here. All right, good sign that we've got a low here, right? It's the obvious liquidity grab. Oh. Oh, I hate that, but let's just do it here on my. I got a feeling my Elliott Wizards here would not like that, but let's. What am I on a daily? Let's go to an 8. Oh, that's not much better. ABC there. Good see here. So this is just a kind of a clusterfuck. They aren't all going to break perfectly. Even that's a little sloppy. That's sloppy, right? So you've got kind of a bullish. Let's turn this around. From the algo's perspective, bulls are in charge, right? So, right? Do you think that's accidental? Coincidental? Definitely not. Here, but let's go back out to that. What are we doing with that? Well, that's too. All right, we want that down here. Maybe I've got this wrong here. Let's rethink that. Can we get a triangle into this? When in doubt, right? That's the first thing you think. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's a triangle. That helped me. Well, actually, I guess I want to turn that around. Oh, come here. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to take a swing at it for an X, for a Y. Well, it's very possible I've got Elliott Wizards screaming, no, it's invalid, but I don't see a reason why yet. Seems like that might fly. So I can go WX. WXY, right? Because I want that Y down here. We're correcting. I want it past that W. Right, that's just liquidity. Right? So that might fly. So they have to be 3. So this still has to be ABC. ABC, 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 ABC. That might fly, actually. Okay, so we'd be looking for this to come back the other direction. So if this is completed, well, of course, right? If indeed, right, on the assumption we complete an impulse here, which, may be too much of an assumption. But if so, right, okay, first pit stop at the 50, right, where we're probably some demand zone here. Right, if we could buy it right here, wouldn't that be like, holy shit, right? Is it gonna give it that? I wouldn't count on not giving it that. So we're a little. It's not terribly technical up here, but it is on the lows, right? It's interesting, right? So you're kind of in a. give you a little bit of a squeeze there because these are all good, right? Bang, bang, bang. We got to break that to come down to the bigger one. In a box. All right, sell the highs, buy the lows until that we get a break here. So ideally what you'd want to see here is a break here, right? So get the, come on, breakout traders. That's what I see there. Okay, Ben B, hope that helps you. Oh God, let's see here. I got Wonka. Let me assist you with something here. There are 3 major rules. Okay, good. Oh, look at Wonka helping me out. Wonka has turned into one of my, he just helps me with everything. Great addition to the team. Okay, I got the student. Well, you know what, the student, I'm going to come back because he gave me, well, I was pushing these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He gave me 7. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's do the very first one here, the student, and I'll come back to those. So how am I doing on time? Okay, we're good on time. Other than I had 2. I rarely do I go 0 for 2, but I got two to come back to. Okay, so I'm going to come back. So let's do AVAX first here. I'm going to do the first one on your list. AVAX, crypto. What do we want to do? Coinbase probably safest thing. Well, let's just take a peek at that low. Oh, actually, I can see that low a little better here. Okay, what happens here? Coincidental? Anybody think that's accidental? Coincidental? Guess you're right on that. Could be they pulled it from here. Doesn't matter. Probably just a coincidence. So that means we can do this. Oh, some sort of, fuck, doesn't matter, triangle. Characteristic of a 4. Stall. All right, don't progress the trend. This looks like it's going to be 2618 or more. Yeah, it's more. Okay, well, we know where the 3 is. Do I have, yep, so 3, 4, 5, right? Divergence, just like you like to see it. Now that's a daily. If I went to a 4, you're going to see a little bit better subdivision. There's the peak. So that's the 3, 4, 5 of the 3. There's your sideways 4. God damn, because this sometimes, right? People, oh, indicators suck. Nobody uses indicators anymore. Well, it's confirmation, right? I go here last, right? There's a reason for that. But you know, there it is, right? You can't look at that and say these fucking indicators don't work anymore. You work, right? They don't. They reveal things, right? They're always lagging, right? We can agree on that. But is that not? Is this just like? Look, right? Is that not the 3 of the 5th? Is that not the 4 of the 5th? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I mean, these indicators are worthless. Nobody uses that anymore. I need boxes and lines and fancy names. All right, this is crap. I have been told. It's absolute garbage, right? Nobody can make money with that stuff. All right, there's AVAX. Oh, what are we going to do, AVAX? What would you anticipate next if you were thinking about trading this? Well, this thing's kind of handy every now and then. It puts it on the right. Oh, no, that's not the one I want. This one here, or you just bring the low and it puts it on the right side. All right, well, you think that's coincidental here, where the POC is where we consolidate for the 4, where we have a squeeze, where the oscillator goes to 0? I'm going to tell you it's not. Okay, so where are we coming back to? Oh, look at that, right? Interesting. Right, now remember, when you use this thing, it's quite handy, actually. It depends, right, how much you have off to the right here. But when you just use it, when I really just want to see this, and I get it off at the right. So down a degree, 3, 4, at the 50, at the POC. So you have to ask yourself, why would you not buy it there? Well, that structure, support, you know, size can come in here, right? Because a lot of trading activity here. So if they want to come in, they're more likely to come in here than they are down here. Where are they likely going? Well, that wouldn't be, if this is, you know, if it's crypto bull time, we're going here. That's 1, 2. Right, and we know maybe it comes golden zone. 260. AVAX. Now let's come out of log. Oh no, we're at. Holy shit! I thought I was in log. I'm not even in log. Oh, pardon me. Yes, I am. Yeah, here we go. What I mean is that's probably the easiest one we've had all day. Strikes me. Come back here. 1, 2. How do you do? So how do you approach this, right? You just put an alert. Comes back, heads up. Now we don't want to just to go, okay, I buy the limit here. You know, if you want to function of, are you trading with leverage or not, right? That's always a big factor here. Can I get something like this, right? To come break some structure and then come all the way back down here, and I can at this demand then go, right? That's what you're looking for, right? If it does this, okay, well then that's going to change the count. If it sweeps it, well wait, did we finish with a 5? Is it this and then rolls over again? Well, now you got to think, well, wait a minute, maybe that's a 5. Oh, ABC. Oh, remember we're going golden zone, right? There's a little ledge here right before we go into that low volume node here, so that would be perfect golden zone. And then here I'm doing this just so this becomes reflex, right? Now what's the next thing you do? Right, golden corner. Okay, let's do Cardano because this one's a bitch, right? I looked at this the other day for someone. Okay, let's have at it. Okay, so I've got 88 here, sweeping low, so that gets swept. That does not, right? So it's always a tell when they don't get it because it's too obvious, right? Really, you can't get this? Think there's stops down here? What happened the last time, right? They get it. Oh, they don't get it. Are we in log? Yes, we are in log, but we don't channel much. Okay, so what do we kind of go channel into range. When I'm looking at a big picture like this, I kind of like to trend sideways. Oh, where's my? We're just going to use that range finder here, but coming off. Do we want to go 1, 2? I'm not sure we do. But let's look at it. We're still on a daily. 1, 2. Looks like you might have a leading diag there. So let's label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what the subdivision looks like, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like a 2. Well, that's a. I don't. So that's going to be the 3, 4. Right, that's what we want there. Yellow is for corrections. Okay, 1, 2. Well, let's measure it. Right, so same. Right, so hopefully you guys are realizing. Okay, the value of this, right, whether you Elliott or not, right? It's whether you're an advocate of Elliott or you use it loosely. Right? It's whatever you're doing, you need to do it the same way every time. Right? Hopefully, those of you that watch these live streams note that I do it the same way every time. Right? That's the value of it. If I start changing it right now, of course, recently I've started adding in the market structure just because it's so to be an educator and ignore it would, that would be stupid, right? That's where the market is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, but it doesn't, right? Elliott Wave is market structure, so it dovetails in beautifully. Again, just many weeks now putting a course together that kind of documents that. That'll be our brown belt. 1, 2, 3. Well, where would be an ideal spot for that? We can do the same thing here. Oh, lo and behold. We have a clear invalidation point, right? If we're going to trade this as an impulse, right? That's one of the attractions of Elliott Wave. Here I have clear, it's not an impulse, right? Wick that and we relabel it. Doesn't mean it can't end up here, but we can't call it 1, 2, 3, 4. Now so if you look at the length of the 2 relative to the 4, you kind of would like to see that push a little further out. So that's where the channeling starts to come in. Okay, so if I'm going to channel this, well, right, where can I get that here? Okay, it's not bad. Well, this is just consolidation. That's the POC. So if we're coming down here, why would you not take that trade? Risk reward's not good enough? Really? Oh, fuck. Where are they? Oh, God, these take me a minute to find. Log scales, pain. 12-1. You know, so then you got to look at it and say, okay, what's wrong with it? Why would you not take it? Crypto's coming down, man. I'm a little scared about it. That's a 3 all day. Well, let's see. Yeah, we got to go 3 there. So looks like you got an ABC already. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, C. That looks like that's in. So first thought is, okay, if we're rolling over, W, X, Y, right? So it looks like an A going in here. A, B, C, maybe we get it right there. I don't know if that's done. 3, 4, 5-ish. Now looking for a B, right? Where would you likely some supply up here? All right, so come back for the B. No, we don't really want it to overlap that X. So whatever we're coming back for here, well, there's a fair value gap in there, right here. So that'll work, right? For the B, right? Pop that. That's what I would be watching for. If I get that down here, I'm a buyer. Not necessarily limit order. It again depends. Are you trading with leverage? Or you use that position? Are you just trying to get into the game there? Where are you out? Right under the 65. Right there, 12-1. Why would you not do that? I only like 15-1s. All right, let's see if we can find you one. All right, so I got 2 from you, the student. Golden Ratio gave me one here. He's been participating a lot, right? I always like to see members that really participate in these things. I mean, I do these for you guys, right? I mean, I'm always surprised. Well, let's see if we can make this work here. Okay, that works. God, yeah, this looks good. Okay, so we are in log, and we've got a daily here. So let's reset. Golden ratio, that looks pretty good there, my friend. A, B, long C. Double bottom, range, value. Oh, so he must have something else in here. I guess we could pull that across here and say that. Fair value gap. Finally fills it in. All the way back. Well, he's got all his subdivision here. Right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, all subdivides beautifully. So that's really, he nailed that. You gotta go super duper small on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so I know these 5s and 3s, right, that don't work anymore in the SMC world, or do they? Right, unless people's brains get rewired, they will always work, because it's not about the magic lines and numbers, right? It's about human emotion, which is all Elliott Wave has ever been a measure of: fear and greed. That's not likely to change, so the 5s and 3s are not going to be outdated. Clear impulse. Well, yeah, 5 has to be longer than 3, right? So we're good. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what? Limit order. Go, man. What perfect entry. Looks like that's a classic measurement. Looks like he's going to be at the 100. Not quite. Pretty damn good. I hope you got that. Golden ratio. That's a really nice looking entry, right? Look, he's put it right there, limit order. Beautiful. I'm not sure if he got that yet or not, right? But that is, I hope so. If he had his order down there, very well done. That would, well, we could go down here. You can probably see that as the 4, right? So here's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's beautiful. God, that's good work, golden ratio. Good work. Okay, so we got it. Let's right now. We still channel in a correction. Let's maybe pop that up a little bit. There's some wick. Check them, right? It never hurts to check them. Looks like we got a little wiki there on the pivot or in log scale. Looks like that's just a wick popped through, right? But all right, so it doesn't invalidate. Algo doesn't leave town unless we get a close there. What did we use there? Oh, well, you kind of got big there on that. That would be the order block there, right? Because that's the one that sweeps the high. No, you'd have to transfer that. Where's your... There's no imbalance there. So this one actually not valid, but this one is, right? Because you get imbalance coming off of it, right? So you'd have to transfer it to that. So you're good here. If we're coming back, right? There may be a kick there. If we're coming back this right, it's all very good. Love it when you guys give me an easy one that it's like a lay down. Nice work, golden ratio. I hope you caught that, right? So now if he's in it, right, you know, it's probably too soon to move your stop on that. But good start, right? Just what you would hope to see. Let's go to 1, just see what he got down there. Okay. We can't go 3 here. So let's see if we can go to a 15, right? Do we have a 2? Just out of curiosity. Looks like that got swept, right? So we'd have to start here. Ugh. It's a little, shit, I rarely would I ever go down to something like this. That's too low here. I'm going to come up. Well, you don't, it's not a great start there from an Elliott perspective. Well, so we're already overlapping here. So it's anything we're doing here, we're likely, jeez, that's a fucker. You probably have to go ABC into that as your 1. That's not much of a 2. You don't really have a 3. So you're going to have to watch this pivot here. If that breaks, I don't think we can get a 2 in there. So you can go 1. So, okay, right. So with Elliott's question mark. We have a sweep of the lows here. Well, let's just get in there, right? So what did you give me? I can't. Let's go back to an hourly that you gave me, right? Okay, so it's not a great start, right? So even you just in price action, right? 3 drives to the pivot here. Implying that there's likely going to be a retrace. You have a good order block right here. So here's a perfect order block, right? It meets all the qualifications. We sweep the lows, and it gets a fair value. It gets displacement that follows it, right? So you have that. So you have a good order block right there. Oh, shit. Come here. Buys on order block. There you are. Okay. So, and we got a little fair value gap right above it, right? So it's that. Now that has already been tapped, right? So you can see that. Oh, here we're coming back. Right, but this fuck, it's a bummer. So the Elliott is questionable. Okay, but that doesn't change that I have an order block down here. So I've got a contender. If this is going to swoop back down, you know, regardless of whether you have an Elliott count here, if you get something like this, I'd trade that. Right, no, I'd have no hesitation trading that. Oh, same idea here. We can kind of using this. There's the break. Now, often, right, Al Brooks taught us all in price action 101, right, a break of a channel is not the sell signal. Right? Usually, there's no absolutes, but most of the time, the first break is to induce retail in, right? There'll be another push up here to get a new high. Not always. There are no absolutes in trading. This is sitting here unmitigated too, right? So, but if we push up here, if it's going to follow that, because who's trend line break? Let's short it, right? So retail will often do that, which is what sets up. So we can actually do it this way. Where's Al? Right there. Okay, so Al's coming back in here. Bounce. Well, here's a perfect roadmap. Bounce, 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 order block. We go. Right now, we're between two golden zones. Well, I don't have this, right? I shouldn't say that, right? We don't have it yet. But if it's coming down here, that's what I would see. And that path there would be, let's go to, right, something like that. I'd enter here without hesitation. Stops under the low. If they do this, okay, it's all corrective. But your risk is what the focus should be, right? So, and what's the potential, right? Risking this for that. That's just what you want. How do I say that? Birchea. We just did ADA, so that works out, right? So I got 2 there, which means I can come back to your list, the student. Master, we dealt with that one. Although that is the one of the 2 I'm going to go back to. Then I got, oh man, that's a weird one. Loose. It's not loose hole, so it's got to be loosely. Okay, so he wants PENN. God, it looks like a loose hole. Okay, let's go there. Nobody likes a loose hole. Okay, there we go. So, Jesus, crude. What's wrong with me? Okay. Loosely. I don't know that I've ever looked at PENN. Does it matter? No, doesn't matter. All right, so let's get a big picture. Oh my God, look at that beast! Holy shit, we gotta go. Wow, COVID hurt much? Yeah, that had to hurt. Unless you were short. Oh God, look at this. It's almost just like, it's hard to believe, right? Come on, really? They did that before this? Whew, that's painful. Breakout traders, how did that go? I'm assuming not very well. Okay, well we got a pretty obvious count here we can work with. Anybody in dispute there? Well, let's see how that tees up from the low. Pretty extreme. Did they use it? 2. Let's see how the 2 to the 3 is. Boy, we're nailing targets, but we're a little shy here. Oh, we are in log scale, but I don't think that's going to matter. I think it's going to be too unreadable here. Yeah, we got to stay in log. A, B, C into the 2, so I think you'd have to do that. And, right, so maybe we're doing 38 here. It's not like it doesn't happen. 38. Boom. Probably just a coincidence, I'm sure. Well, this is so that's a black swan event relative to a technician. So okay, we can't ignore it. Looks to me like we've just done it again. So let's take that off. If only there was an algorithm we could identify that repeated over and over in every time frame for every market, wouldn't that be handy? If only. Probably not a lot of dispute on that. Pretty good looking A wave. Golden zone, we'll put it somewhere. I can't see anything else that would make sense technically. Right? So if we're going to come back here, that's where I'd look for that. Here I got displacement here. 1, 2, fuck, I don't know. Well, it's an impulse, right? We can agree on that. Well, hang on now. Let's see. We got to check the 3's not the shortest there. Oof. That is tight. Did we sneak away there? Just barely made it. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it flies. So boom. 5. That's an impulse. That's a nice 4. All right, double here. This is fuck. Who cares? Right, it's a diag of some sort. Right, it's not an impulse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, you got to do it as an impulse, or excuse me, as a diag. Nope, you can't get that as an impulse. I don't think. Too much overlap, right? So it's swing, retrace, swing, retrace, swing, retrace, swing, retrace. Right? Do we have a low? Right, so this is just, you know, perfect market structure, right? It's smart money, ICT, right? It's just structure, right? It's fuck, you don't have to give anybody a label on it. It's just structure, right? All of it is just same thing. You want to Elliott Wave, fine. Market structure, fine, right? Downtrend, right? It's not hard to decipher that. Okay, so if we're coming back the other direction. Okay, so same setup right here. Okay, so here, that's the one I'd want to see break there. Oh, where did we go here? Shit, I lost my, oh fuck, I don't know where they went. Okay, so that high has got to get broken. I got this, so, okay, we're going to come back down here. What do we got? We got a fair value gap right here, or we got a gap right here. Got this is equity, right? So that's a gap likely to want to get filled. I'm on a daily. Oh, that looks like so you got the potential, right? You got the ingredients for this. So there's the target. There's the liquidity, right? So if we're going to go, you know, after some liquidity, you can see two obvious, right? Come on, right? Everybody sees that. We're done here. This looks like WXY to me. ABC. Now, if we're done, it's not a bad spot, right? It hadn't been touched. All right, coming out of here. Can we come out of here? 3, 4, 5. WXY at a 50. That's not bad. Why would you not take it? Oh, risk reward wasn't good enough for me. 5 to 1. Well, if you're late to it now, right, you're going to have to hope for a little retrace. You may be late to that. If this is 1, 2, if we're gonna start to go, you're gonna be chasing, right? So don't chase it. Let you, ideally, it'd come back down here. You'd get another rollover. Maybe you get that. This could go W, or this could go ABC. If this is 1, 2, oh fuck. No, probably not. Doesn't look like you could get that. So you'd have a diag again. A lot of diags lately. But I still wouldn't hesitate right there because the risk reward would be so friendly. 9 to 1. Take that all day. Okay, so that's PENN. Who was that? That was somebody wanted PENN. Oh, that's loose hole. I mean loose. You may be loose hole from now on. Okay, so let's go to Lil Lebowski, PayPal. Well, hello, PayPal. Okay. All right, just as it comes up, any question about the trend? Not too hard. Where am I? There they are. Now they're back. Okay, let's just do a quick bit of market structure here. Anybody looking at this would, you know, likely kind of, I'm just marking off the obvious pivots. All right, easy enough. Okay. All right, so I don't even have to say it. Lower, low, lower, high. All right, so we got this one here, kind of what we're targeting, and all right. So here's your range you're working. Looks like it's a 3 to finish, so that's not great. How are we going to finish that? Well, you can see all the telltale signs of manipulation in here, where there's the liquidity sweep before we come down. Oh, that's a little bit of a... Is there a... Well, looks like you got a 5 to finish it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's... All right, well, all the... It's... Obviously, algos are in here doing their thing. Let's get that retrace. Well, the problem here is this finish. Just out of curiosity, let's see how technical they are. Oh, come on. Anybody surprised? Oh, did we miss one? Looks like that would be a 50. So, Jesus Christ. Well, this is just a series, right? So you guys hear me talk about, they get on a series, right? They don't really care, right? This is why. Right? They hit so many, they're compensated for everything. Anytime that they're wrong, right? So there's 1, 2, 3. Right now, we're going back the other direction. You're kind of early to. We need to break out of this, because as we look at it right now, okay, what are we doing here, right? We're in the premium, right? So you can't assume, oh, right. So particularly since this is a 3, so if we don't get a good 5, and this looks like a 3, we've got a series of 3s coming down here. So this is not great finishing material. We can look here and say, okay, well that's all the discount, or excuse me, that's all the premium. Right, we just, well, where do I want to sell? I want to sell on the premium. If this is the high, this is the low, I'm in the premium. Well, I wanted to buy down here, right? If I'm going to go counter trend, right? So understand, I'm not saying don't go counter trend, but if you are going counter trend, let's be aware of it. Pretty good channeling. Am I in log? Do I need to be in log? Well, this has got to break before there's a right. You need a break of structure here. Maybe it comes back down, but until then, you're swimming upstream. Why would you fight the trend? Well, you'd have to have a lot of conviction that you're done here. Can we get done with a diag? That looks like 3, so maybe we can. Well, let's measure it. Okay, so can we get this to finish it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So ABC, right? So, okay, maybe that's enough to get us out of here. The 50, for the 4 at a 50, didn't quite get there, right? That helps, but, well, it's just around a log scale, right? We're getting different swing relationships. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a candidate. 1, 2, we need a big 3 here. Well, if the low's in, and that's the 1, and that's my 2 here in the pocket, right? Haven't gotten target. Do I need to be in log scale? No, I don't. From here, from 100 to 50, right? That's not 4 times the range. That's a bold. Okay, it's saying the low is in, which may well be. So you'd have to be thinking here, okay, I got my 1, I got my wackadoodle 2, and I'm going to go 3, 4, 5, right? That's what you're thinking. Okay, so we can accommodate that. Let's get this out of here. You're making some bold prediction here that this is going to get taken when it's protected, right? So you guys understand the logic here, right? So that's the break of structure down, right? So money had to be committed to create that break of structure, right? What happens after a break of structure? Retrace. No, this is not broken yet, but coming back the other direction, we got to break that before we have a hard trend change. But I do have a little change of character in here. You'd probably call this a change of character going up. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm going to come back down. Maybe the 2 is down here a little bit lower. Maybe this is 1, 2, A, B. We're going to come down here into some of this. Okay, what's down here that we might like? Well, I got displacement here, so I got a nice fair value gap, although it's already been tapped, right? So that's all. This is all mitigated. I'd probably leave it. You see, you'd have to go all the way down here to that. Let's talk about a hard trade to take. All right, hard trade to take. But look, all the ingredients are there, right? We sweep the low. So here's the order block here, right? We sweep the low, come out of here with displacement. So you've got a candidate down here. Are we coming all the way back down here? Now, just because it's there doesn't mean it must come back here. Earnings Wednesday the 7th. Pretty good push up here. If we're going to go 1, 2, well, what do you do? Right, same thing every time, always the same way. Right, where would we forecast the 3, 4, 5? Channeling. Right, do it that way. Put that in blue so we know what we're looking at there. All right, now if it goes up here, well then I do this, right? Then I connect the 1 and the 1 and the 3. And we do this, all right, and see, and that gives us the 4. But right now we don't have that. See if I can just go back. Right, that's why we're waiting, right? Is it a 3, or is this going to just roll over again, right? We'll come down here for a new low. Right now, that's not unreasonable. 1, 2. Right, that's got to be your target, which would, to get there and sweep that, it's going to get you into a good 3. Now you got a 3, 4, off you go. Okay, how am I doing on time? Oh, 1:30. All right, I could probably finish this up. PayPal, and then, XOM. Colts. For some reason, I have one of these was just brutal. Oh, fuck. I think it was this one. We just could not get this one done. Well, I think it's XOM where it was just like, oh my God, what are we doing here? All right. Fuck. Today, tough day. Started and ended with toughies. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so 1, 2. Little Lebowski, you're welcome, man. Well, listen, thanks to you guys for posting, right? It gives us some content. Okay, so what am I doing here? 1, 2. All right, so here's one of those examples where you got to kind of dig out the 3s and 5s. Okay, so it looks to me like this is... Oh, fuck. Yeah, it looks like that's a WXY. So we got ABC, ABC, ABC. So let's do that. Okay, so I got an 8. I guess this looks like a 4. Yeah, I think this is where I'm telling you, I swear I remember this. One of these gives me nightmares. It was so brutal. Well, we can't... Okay, let's label, right? So always a good idea, right? So you don't lose track of it, right? So we can't go 3, 4. Assuming, right, this is going to hold as a 1, 2, or this is always a little iffy when it's just wick down here. Are we starting here, or is right? Technically, that's still can be a 2. Well, if we're going to go up here and get this 3, fuck. Looks like we need that. This might be the one that was so hard. All right, let's label it, right? This is just necessity, right? We got to figure it out. So, okay, we got to put them somewhere. Let's go here. Let's go white. Can I make that fly? 1, 2. Ooh. I think not. So that looks like it has to go over here. W, A, B, C. Oh, I have to finish with that. Well, the three is decent. My machine's acting weird. 3 is decent. Go yellow. All right, so I got an impulse here, A, B, C into a 4. Yeah, it's kind of ugly finish, but you're stuck with it. That could fly. Okay, so I got to do this, right? So once you got it, right, don't forget the channeling. I see it all the time. People go, "Oh, what about the channel? What about the geometry?" Okay, well, so you got some telltale signs right here, right? So it's tempting for me to want to break out the breakout whips. How'd it go? Oh, we'll go on the sec time. Well, how about down here? Oh, it's going to fall to the floor. Well, you have a better. Of course, you never ever want to buy a sweep like that or sell. Okay, if we're going to go down to. All right, so a good example here. We can use this little fucker again, which is kind of interesting. I like this, right? So where's my POC? At the golden zone. What a shock. Okay, so am I done here? That looks like, oh, fuck. Looks like some sort of WX. So we need a 3 here. So ABC, ABC into the X, AB. Well, let's wick it off, right? So this, again, just force a habit, right? Whenever I think a 1, right, I'm always, okay. 3, 4, 5. Maybe you got an A going in. A, B, C. That's how I would tee that up as a candidate. Mitigated, 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 unmitigated. Right, this is untouched. Mitigated, mitigated, right? And all of this is all of this mitigated, right? So we'll just, oh, look at that. Well, coincidentally, at the golden zone at the POC. What a shock. Oh my God. It's crazy coincidence. No, not a crazy coincidence. So you cannot, these people tell me Elliott Wave is dated, doesn't work anymore. They don't understand it, right? When they're saying that, right? They don't understand it. They don't know what it's measuring. Okay, all right. How am I doing? I was going to go back. I got everybody. Cold? I think we're okay here on XOM. One of them was an ETF. The other one was just such a cluster. I could not get it. That looks actually okay, right? So heads up, right? If XOM's got shit, I'm going to take that. If that comes down here, right? I do this all the time. I get great ideas from members on live streams all the time, right? So I've got alerts going off all the time from stuff that we teed up on a live stream, because I can't look at everything. Good God, right? So as we're coming down here now, we don't have it yet, but we want to see something like that. Coming down here and keep that channeling. Okay, I'm gonna go. How am I doing? All right, do one more. So, oh, this ought to be interesting. Riot. This is from the student. This ought to be interesting. Okay, so we obviously got to go log scale here. Okay, first thing, right? It's just like, how can you not do that? I mean, it's almost, do I need to even say anything? Right, unmitigated, right? Can't make the shit up. I can't do it. Right? Oh, probably here as well. Right? This is the algo. Oh, looks like they used a secondary. No, probably here. Front run, hard to say. There's what it came from. Right, unmitigated, right? I don't know. Hard to argue with that, but that's a little far for a front run. Context, right? Context is everything. Okay. If this is for, oh fuck. What are we going to call that? Well, it finishes with a 5, so it almost doesn't matter, right? So if this is A, B, C, I got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I got to finish with a 5, and I can launch with a 5. And I retrace to a golden zone. Probably just a coincidence. I'm sure of it. Now, this is going to be mighty skinny, but oh my God, is that bullish? Okay, what are we saying there? We have, as long as this pivot holds, 80% that we get there. I don't know when that got white. 80%. Right now. Can't do it here, right? That's the algo target, right? Look where we are, right? So it's got to start to, you got to compress. Right? Where could we get it? Oh, fuck me. Come here. Right? Because that's going to be, what's there? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Right there. Wait, do we even need to label it? Why would you be thinking anything else? It's just, I don't mean to say that in a snarky way. It's like, oh, it's right in your lap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, am I going to get an impulse out of a golden zone that corrects in 3? Could I be that lucky? Because I know that shit never happens when I'm trading it, right? I mean, people tell me that. Some of the funny stuff I hear about from people. Oh my God, are we going to get a 5 coming off of the low out of the golden zone? No way, no way. Never get that when I'm trading it. Well, that sure looks like 5. 5. Well, some sort of choppy leading diag. Okay. Are we coming down that far? Well, all right, when it's clearly broken the golden zone here, we measure, right? So okay, well 100 reasonable. Oh, look at that. Where's the 1618? Right, if you got this is most common, second most common. This is a lot for a C, but you do see it. Right, we know we have a perfect channel here that breaks. So everything is tied to that pivot, which happens to be in the middle of the golden zone, right? Not the 618. Golden corner. All right, 1, 2. I'd probably use another set of median lines here. All right, since I've got a good target down here. Long as we don't break that, right? It's 80% in play, right? But it break that and do a different story. We're coming down here. 1618. Boom, boom, boom. Well, how would we, let's look at that. Oh, shit, when I go to an 8, it doesn't give me much. Oh, could this be 1, 2? Oh, 3, 4, 5? Well, what would that be? Likely not a 1. Could be, right? We don't know that. But if we're looking for a 5, well, well, shit, it could, right? It could finish here. ABC. There's the 100. Why not? Here, this is unmitigated right here. Oh, you got a little touch of it. That last swing down, untouched. We could finish here. I wouldn't ignore that. Now we have. Let's see if am I spot on. Let's get that tightened up. Tighten these up, right? So when we're doing this kind of a thing. So when we're here, thank you, Dr. Alan Andrews, right? So when we're here, we have an 80% probability of making that median line, right? As long as we don't sweep that high, right? Or pardon me, as long as we don't sweep this pivot, right? So here's that. These things from the 60s and 70s, these don't work in modern contemporary markets. It was just a whole bunch of coincidences. This shit doesn't work now. It's all algos, man. It's all ICT and algos. This shit doesn't work. It doesn't move in 5s and 3s anymore. Does it? Okay, guys, that's all I got. I got 2 that I owe you guys that I couldn't do. I gotta remember what they are. JNJ and one of these other ones that it was crypto Ray. It was ETH. Fuck. I guess I got to write that down so I don't forget. Okay, I will be with my wizards and you watch. We'll have something. Well, I should say they'll have something. Maybe I'll contribute a little bit. Okay, guys, that's all I got. I always appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I hope you learned something. Right, it's the same. It's like I say, it's the same thing every time, right? That's the value of it. You can always join us for free, right? Come on over to the Discord, right? You like it? Maybe stick around. Maybe take a swing at the belt system. Brown belt, very close to being done. Very close. Okay, guys, you have a good one. I will catch you guys. No shit. Oh yeah, I'm back on Friday.